I'm standing outside the house where I learned that love isn't something you're born into, it's something you earn, beg for, or go without. My hand's on the car door, and I can feel my pulse in my throat. The Forbes notification is still glowing on my phone. $100 million. That's what they said my company is worth. But the number that's louder in my head right now is 0. That's how many people from this house showed up when I graduated top of my class. My name is Marlowe Baker. I'm 28 years old, and I grew up right here in Cedar Ridge, in this tired brick house with the crooked shutters and the lawn my dad never mowed. I was the kid who got straight A's and came home to silence. The one who made honor roll every semester while my older brother Colt got a party for passing gym class. I left this place 9 years ago with $50, a broken laptop, and a promise to myself that I'd never come back unless I was someone they couldn't ignore anymore. Tonight, I'm keeping that promise. But I'm not alone. There's someone in the passenger seat beside me, and when my family sees who it is, everything they've built on lies is going to crack wide open. She adjusts her blazer and looks at me with calm, steady eyes. You ready for this? Juniper asks. I nod, but my hands won't stop shaking. She reaches over and squeezes my wrist once. Then let's go make them remember your name. We step out of the car, and I hear it immediately: laughter. Loud, careless laughter spilling out through the windows like they don't have a care in the world. It's the kind of sound I used to ache for as a kid. The kind I'd hear from other families at restaurants while mine sat in silence, my dad scrolling his phone and my mom picking at her food like it personally offended her. I'd smile at strangers' tables and pretend their warmth was mine. But tonight, that laughter feels like nails on glass. I walk up the cracked driveway, and every step pulls me back. I'm 19 again, stuffing 2 shirts into a trash bag because I didn't own a suitcase. I'm 17, sitting at the kitchen table with a full scholarship letter, and my dad barely looks up from the TV. I'm 12, showing my mom a science fair trophy, and she says, "That's nice, honey," without even turning around. Every memory here has teeth. Juniper walks beside me, her heels clicking on the pavement like a countdown. She's carrying a leather bag, the kind lawyers use, and I know what's inside. Documents. Bank statements. Proof. The kind of proof that doesn't just whisper the truth, it screams it. And my family has no idea what's coming. I don't use my key. I ring the doorbell instead. It's a small thing, but it matters. I'm not family anymore. I'm a guest. And guests get to leave whenever they want. The door swings open, and there's my dad. Richard Baker, 56, with the same charming grin he uses on everyone he's about to disappoint. He's wearing a flannel shirt that's too tight and holding a beer like it's a trophy. His smile is huge at first, probably practiced it in the mirror, but then his eyes land on Juniper. The smile stutters. Freezes. Cracks just a little at the edges. Marlowe, he says, and his voice has that fake warmth that used to make me feel crazy. Like I was the problem for not feeling loved. You made it. Come in, come in. But he's staring at Juniper now, and I can see the question forming behind his eyes. My mom appears in the hallway, wiping her hands on a dish towel she probably grabbed just for the performance. Diane Baker, 54, blonde highlights and a smile that never reaches her eyes. She looks at me, then at Juniper, and her face does this little flicker, like she's trying to compute something and the math isn't adding up. Oh, she says, too bright, too sharp. You brought a friend. Then Colt slouches out of the kitchen, beer in one hand, phone in the other. My older brother, 31, who still lives here because he's never had to grow up. He glances at me with that look he's perfected, half boredom, half disdain. Like I'm a chore he didn't ask for. But when he sees Juniper, his posture changes. Straightens. He's not stupid. He knows what a blazer and a briefcase mean. I step inside, and the house smells the same. Old coffee and something burnt and the faint, sour scent of disappointment. The furniture hasn't changed. The carpet's the same. Even the family photos on the wall are the same ones from a decade ago, me cropped out of half of them. It's like time stopped the day I left, and they just kept circling the drain. Everyone, I say, and my voice is steadier than I thought it would be. This is Juniper Hastings. Juniper extends her hand to my dad, who shakes it slowly, confused. My mom's smile is glued on, but her eyes are darting between us like she's watching a tennis match. Colt doesn't move, just stares. Juniper's a forensic accountant, I continue, and I watch the color drain from my mother's face in real time. It's subtle. Most people wouldn't catch it, but I've spent my whole life reading this woman's moods like a survival manual. And she's been tracking every single dollar you stole from Grandma Estelle's estate. The silence that follows is so thick I could choke on it. My dad's smile collapses. My mom's hand flies to her throat. Colt's beer pauses halfway to his mouth, and for the first time in my life, I see fear in his eyes. Real, genuine fear. And I won't lie, it feels like oxygen. If you're not subscribed yet, do it now. Because what happens when they realize I didn't just bring receipts, I brought a reckoning, is going to leave you speechless. My father tries to laugh. It's this forced, ugly sound that rattles out of his chest like loose change. Marlowe, what are you talking about? He looks at Juniper, then back at me, like I'm a child making up stories. This is ridiculous. You bring a stranger into our home and accuse us of what exactly? But his hand is trembling. Just slightly. Just enough. My mom's voice comes out razor thin. How could you do this? She's not asking Juniper. She's asking me. And just like that, she flips it. Makes herself the victim. After everything we did for you. After we raised you, fed you, put a roof over your head. And this is how you repay us? By ambushing us in our own home. I used to fall for this. Used to feel guilty for wanting more than the scraps they threw me. But not anymore. You want to talk about what you did for me? I ask quietly. Let's talk about what you did to Grandma Estelle. Colt steps forward, chest puffed, trying to look bigger than he is. You need to leave. Right now. Before this gets ugly. His voice is all threat, no substance. Same as always. Juniper doesn't flinch. She just opens her bag, pulls out a tablet, and taps the screen a few times. Then she turns it around so everyone can see. These are bank transfers from Estelle Baker's account to a private account under the name C. Baker. That's you, Colt. She swipes. Here's a forged signature on a power of attorney document dated 3 weeks before Mrs. Baker passed. The handwriting analysis confirms it was done by someone in this house. Colt's face goes red. That's no, that's fake. She's lying. I'm a certified forensic accountant, Juniper says calmly. I don't lie. I follow the money. And the money tells a very clear story. I close my eyes for just a second, and I'm 16 again. I'm standing outside Grandma Estelle's hospital room, and the doors cracked open just enough. I can hear my dad's voice, low and urgent. We need to move fast. Once she's gone, that money gets locked up in probate. Unless we handle it now. My mom's voice, agreeing. And Colt, younger then, asking, what about Marlowe? My dad's response still burns. Marlowe's not even 18. She doesn't get a say. I open my eyes. I heard you, I say, and my voice cracks just a little. That day in the hospital. I heard all of it. My mom's mouth opens, but nothing comes out. My dad's face hardens. He's switching tactics now, moving from denial to defense. You don't know what you heard. You were a kid. You misunderstood. I was 16, I say. And Grandma Estelle knew. She knew what you were planning. That gets their attention. All three of them go still. My mom's eyes are wide now, glassy with panic. That's not, she didn't. She did, I cut her off. She told me. Right before she died. She whispered it to me while you were all in the cafeteria, probably planning how to split her savings. She said, you're the only one who visits me because you love me. Not because of what I have. And she was right. Colt slams his beer down on the side table. This is insane. You can't prove any of this. Juniper swipes again. The tablet screen shows a document, legal, official, stamped. This is a report I filed with the State Attorney General's office 2 days ago. It outlines the fraud, the forged documents, and the financial abuse of a vulnerable adult. They've opened an investigation. You'll be hearing from them within 48 hours. The room explodes. My mom starts crying those loud, gasping sobs she uses when she wants everyone to feel sorry for her. My dad's pacing now, running his hands through his thinning hair, muttering under his breath. Colt's shouting, words tumbling over each other, trying to blame me, blame Juniper, blame anyone but himself. And I just stand there, watching, calm, because I've been carrying this weight for 6 years. Ever since Grandma Estelle's lawyer called me out of the blue and said, "Your grandmother wanted you to know the truth before I die. She left something for you." He sent me an encrypted file. Voice recordings. My grandmother had recorded conversations, my parents talking about managing her assets, about making sure Marlowe doesn't interfere, about waiting for her to die so they could move the money faster. I spent 6 years building my company. And I spent 6 years building this case. Every late night coding, every investor meeting, every moment I pushed through exhaustion, I was also gathering evidence. Reaching out to lawyers. Making sure that when I finally came back here, I wouldn't just have success. I'd have justice. My dad stops pacing. He looks at me, and for a moment, I see something almost human in his eyes. Desperation. "Marlowe, please. We can fix this. We can work this out. Just tell her to drop it. We'll pay you back. Whatever you want." $340,000, Juniper says flatly. That's the total amount stolen over 8 years, including compound interest. Colt's face goes white. My mom's sobs get louder, more theatrical. My dad just stares at the floor. And I realize something that almost makes me laugh. They didn't call me here to congratulate me. They didn't call because they were proud. They called because they're broke. Dad's latest get-rich-quick scheme failed. Mom's credit cards are maxed. Colt's business is drowning in debt. They saw my name in Forbes and thought I was their lottery ticket. They wanted to use me one more time. But I came here to end it. "You don't have that kind of money," my dad says quietly. It's not a question. It's a fact. "No," Juniper agrees. "You don't." Which is why the state attorney general is very interested in pursuing criminal charges. My mom lurches forward, grabbing my arm. Her nails dig in, and I flinch. "You can't do this to us. We're your family. Blood is thicker than water, Marlowe. You can't just." I pull my arm free. "Blood is thicker than water," I repeat slowly. "But it's also harder to wash off your hands." The words land like a slap. My mom stumbles back, her face crumpling. Colt looks like he wants to hit something, probably me. My dad's still staring at the floor, and I can see his mind racing, trying to find an angle, a way out, some story he can spin. But there's no way out. Not this time. If you think this is as bad as it gets, subscribe now. Because what Juniper's about to reveal will make you question everything you thought you knew about betrayal. I turn to leave. I've said what I came to say. I've dropped the bomb. Now I just want to get out of this house and never come back. But then Juniper's phone rings. She glances at the screen, and her face changes. The calm confidence drains away, replaced by something I've never seen on her before. Shock. She answers. Listens. Her eyes widen. "Are you sure?" she asks quietly. A pause. "Send me everything. Right now." She hangs up. Looks at me. And I know something's wrong. "What?" I ask, my stomach dropping. Juniper's voice is tight. Professional. But I can hear the anger underneath. "Marlowe, they didn't just steal from your grandmother." She turns the tablet toward me, and I see a new document loading. Bank records. Tax filings. All with my name on them. There's a second account. Credit cards. Loans. All opened in your name. They've been committing identity theft and tax fraud using your social security number since you were 19. The room tilts. I grab the back of a chair to steady myself. "What?" "Every financial struggle you've had," Juniper says, and her voice is shaking now, barely controlled rage. "Every loan rejection, every credit denial, they caused it. They destroyed your credit before you even had a chance to build it." I can't breathe. I'm 24 again, sitting in a bank office, watching a loan officer shake his head. "I'm sorry, Ms. Baker, but your financial history is concerning. We can't approve this." I'd been so confused. I'd never even had a credit card. Never missed a payment on anything. And he just kept shaking his head, looking at me like I was lying. It was them. The whole time. Every closed door, Every rejected application, every night I went to bed hungry because I couldn't afford both food and rent, they made it harder. They used me, stole my identity, stole my future. And they're standing right here, still, breathing, acting like they have any right to defend themselves. Comment below what you would do if your own family destroyed your life before it even started. And subscribe, because Marlowe's next move is something nobody's ready for. I can't move. Can't speak. The walls of this house feel like they're closing in, and all I can hear is the blood rushing in my ears. My father's mouth is moving, but I don't hear words. Just noise. My mother's collapsed into a chair, face buried in her hands, still sobbing like she's the one who's been wronged. And Colt's backed into the corner, eyes darting between the door and Juniper's tablet like he's calculating whether he can grab it and run. But none of that matters. Because everything I survived, every single obstacle I clawed my way over, they put it there. On purpose. Say something. My dad's voice cuts through. He's trying to sound calm, reasonable. The voice he uses when he's trying to sell someone a bad idea. Marlowe, let's talk about this. Talk. The word comes out sharp, jagged. You want to talk now? After you spent 9 years using my name to dig yourselves out of debt? After you made sure I'd fail? We didn't think my mom starts, but I cut her off. You didn't think I'd find out. That's what you mean. I'm shaking. Not from fear. From rage. Pure, white-hot rage that I've been swallowing my entire life. You didn't think I'd survive long enough to come back and check. Colt finally speaks, and his voice is different now. Smaller. I didn't know it was that bad. I swear, Marlowe, I didn't know they were. Shut up. I don't even look at him. You knew enough. You all did. Juniper steps closer to me, her presence steady. Grounding. Marlowe, we need to decide how you want to handle this. I can add the identity theft and fraud to the Attorney General's report tonight. With this much evidence, they'll face felony charges. We're talking years in prison. Prison. The word hangs in the air like smoke. My dad's face drains of color. My mom's crying gets quieter, choked off by fear. And Colt looks like he's about to pass out. And I feel nothing. No satisfaction. No triumph. Just exhaustion. Just the bone-deep tired that comes from carrying other people's sins for too long. I think about Grandma Estelle. She used to sit in her garden, the one my parents never helped her maintain, and she'd tell me stories. Not about revenge. About letting go. Bitterness is heavy, sweetheart, she'd say. And you're too small to carry it forever. But I'm not small anymore. And they don't get to walk away clean. They need to face what they've done. But prison? I picture my mom in an orange jumpsuit, my dad behind bars, Colt in a cell. And I don't feel victorious. I just feel tired. So tired. There's another option, I say quietly. Everyone freezes. Looks at me. Waiting. You sign over the house. This house. The one you bought with Grandma's stolen money. My dad's joy tightens. Marlowe. I'm not finished. My voice is steel. You liquidate everything. Every asset. Every account. And you pay restitution. Every cent you stole, plus interest. Juniper will set up a payment plan. We don't have Colt starts. Then you sell the cars. The furniture. Whatever you have to do. I take a step toward them. And in exchange, I'll keep this out of criminal court. You won't go to prison. My mom's head snaps up, hope flooding her face. My dad's eyes narrow, suspicious. He knows there's more. What else? You record a full video confession. Every detail. Every forged signature, every stolen dollar, every credit card you opened in my name. And you sign a legal document admitting to all of it. That's, my dad's voice cracks. That's humiliation. No, I say coldly. That's accountability. And one more thing. I pull out my phone, scroll to a photo I've kept for 9 years. It's from my high school graduation. The auditorium packed with families. And in the center, one empty row. My row. You're going to write letters. To every person who was at my graduation. Every teacher, every classmate's parent, every administrator. You're going to tell them exactly why my seats were empty that day. The room goes silent. My father stares at me like I've just asked him to cut off his own hand. You can't be serious. I'm dead serious. My voice doesn't waver. You humiliated me my entire childhood. You made me feel worthless. Invisible. Like I didn't matter. So yes, you're going to write those letters. You're going to own what you did. And then you're never going to contact me again. And if we refuse? Colt's voice is barely a whisper. Juniper answers before I can. Then I submit everything to the Attorney General tonight. And you'll be arrested within the week. Fraud, identity theft, financial exploitation of a vulnerable adult. You're looking at 10 to 15 years. Each. My mom breaks. Completely. She's sobbing now, not the performative kind, but the ugly, desperate kind. Please, Marlowe. Please. We'll do whatever you want. Just don't please. My dad's face is stone. I can see him weighing the options. Prison or humiliation. His freedom or his pride. And I know which one he'll choose. He always chooses himself. After a long, agonizing silence, he nods. Once. Sharp. Fine. Colt looks at him betrayed. Dad. Fine, my dad repeats louder. He looks at me, and there's nothing in his eyes now. No love. No regret. Just cold, hard resentment. We'll do it. We'll sign your papers. Write your letters. Take your house. But don't ever pretend you're better than us, Marlowe. You're doing this for revenge, same as we'd do. No, I say softly. I'm doing this so I can finally stop thinking about you. Subscribe now if you think what she's doing is justice or revenge. Comment your answer. Because the final chapter will show you what real freedom actually looks like. Juniper pulls out the contracts. The room is silent except for the scratch of pens on paper. My father signs first, his hand shaking with barely suppressed rage. My mom signs next, tears dripping onto the pages. Colt signs last, his face blank, defeated. And, just like that, it's done. The house is mine. The debt is acknowledged. The confession is recorded. Juniper gathers the documents, slides them into her bag. You have 30 days to vacate the property, she says. And the first restitution payment is due in 60 days. If you miss it, the criminal case moves forward. Understood. They nod. Broken. Small. And I feel nothing. I thought this moment would feel like winning. But it just feels like the end of something that should have never started. I turn toward the door. Juniper follows. And as we step outside into the cool night air, I take my first full breath in hours. You okay? Juniper asks. I don't answer right away. I look back at the house one last time. The place that was supposed to be home but never was. And I realize something. I don't need their apology. I don't need their regret. I just need them gone. Yeah, I say finally. I'm okay. But as we drive away, my phone buzzes. A text. From my mom. Breaking the no-contact rule before it's even started. And what it says makes my hands go cold. I stare at the screen. 3 words. That's all she sent. But they're enough to make my chest tighten. He's in the hospital. I show Juniper. She glances over, reads it, then looks back at the road. You don't owe them anything, Marlowe. Not even a response. But my mind's already racing. Who's in the hospital? My dad? Colt? Is this real or just another manipulation? Another way to pull me back in? I delete the message. Block the number. And I tell myself I don't care. They made their choices. I made mine. It's over. But the text sits in my head like a stone. Heavy. Uncomfortable. And I hate that even now, even after everything, part of me still wonders if I should have done something different. Juniper drives me home, my real home, the apartment I bought with money I earned. It's small but mine. Clean but lived in. Every piece of furniture I picked out myself. Every wall I painted. No ghosts here. No bad memories. Just space I claimed for myself. She parks, turns to me. You need anything? I can stay. I'm good, I say, and I mean it. Mostly. Thank you. For everything. She squeezes my hand. You did the right thing. Don't let them make you doubt it. Then she leaves. And I'm alone. I climb the stairs, unlock my door, and collapse onto the couch. My phone's still in my hand. I blocked my mom's number, but I can't stop thinking about the message. What if it's true? What if my dad had a heart attack or something? What if he's actually dying? I close my eyes and I'm 10 years old again. My dad's reading me a bedtime story, doing funny voices for all the characters. For one moment, just one, I remember feeling safe. Loved. But then the memory shifts. I'm 12. He forgot my birthday. 13. He missed my recital. 16. He called me ungrateful for asking why he never came to anything. The good memories are so small, so brief, and they're buried under years of disappointment. But they exist. And that's the cruelest part. If he'd been a monster every single day, this would be easier. But he gave me just enough hope to keep me hanging on. Just enough scraps to make me believe that maybe, one day, he'd see me. Really see me. He never did. I open my laptop. I need to focus on something else. Anything else. My company inbox is full. Investor updates, partnership offers, interview requests. Forbes wants a follow-up. TechCrunch wants a feature. My phone keeps buzzing with congratulations from people I barely know. The world sees me now. Sees what I built. Sees my value. But the people who were supposed to see it first? They only showed up when they needed something from me. I'm about to close the laptop when an email catches my eye. The subject line, Estelle Baker Estate, Final Disclosure. It's from the law firm that handled my grandmother's will. I click it, and my stomach drops. The email details a safety deposit box, one my grandmother opened 2 weeks before she died. The law firm just found the records. And according to the letter she left with it, the box was meant for me. Only me. I call Juniper. She answers on the first ring. What's wrong? There's a safety deposit box. At First National Bank. My grandmother left it for me. My voice is shaking. I need to see what's inside. Now. She picks me up 20 minutes later. We drive in silence. The bank is closed, but I call the estate lawyer, and he agrees to meet us there with an emergency access approval. When we arrive, he's waiting outside, a thin man in his 60s with kind eyes. Ms. Baker, he says, your grandmother was very specific about this. She wanted you to have it after you turned 25. We've been trying to locate you for years. I moved a lot, I say quietly. He nods, unlocks the door, leads us to the vault. The safety deposit box is small, unassuming. He places it on the table in front of me, then steps back. I'll give you privacy. Juniper stays. I open the box. Inside, there's a stack of letters, all addressed to me in my grandmother's shaky handwriting. And underneath, a flash drive. I pick up the first letter. My hands are trembling so badly I almost drop it. I unfold it, and I start to read. My dearest Marlowe, if you're reading this, I'm gone. And I'm so sorry I couldn't protect you better while I was here. But I'm going to protect you now. This flash drive contains every recorded conversation I had with your parents over the last 2 years of my life. I knew what they were planning. I knew they were stealing from me. And I knew they'd try to take everything from you too. I stop. Breathe. Keep reading. I couldn't stop them while I was alive. They had power of attorney, and I was too sick to fight. But I made sure you'd have proof. Everything you need to hold them accountable is on this drive. Use it. Don't let them get away with it. And Marlowe, sweet girl, this is not your fault. You are not responsible for their choices. You are good. You are enough. And you always were. Tears blur my vision. I can't read the rest. I just hold the letter to my chest and cry. Juniper puts her arm around me, and I let myself break. For my grandmother. For the little girl I used to be. For every moment I felt invisible. When I finally pull myself together, I pick up the flash drive. We need to add this to the case, I say. Juniper nods. This changes everything. With these recordings, the Attorney General won't just investigate. They'll prosecute. Your family won't have a choice. And, just like that, the deal I made means nothing. Because my grandmother gave me something stronger than revenge. She gave me the truth. If you think this story's over, you're wrong. Subscribe now, because the final chapter will show you what happens when the truth finally wins. I plug the flash drive into Juniper's laptop. We sit in her car, parked outside the bank, and we listen. My grandmother's voice, frail but firm. My father's voice, smooth and manipulative. My mother's voice, cold and calculating. Every lie. Every scheme. Every moment they thought no one was watching. And then, at the end, one final recording. My grandmother, alone. Speaking directly to me. Marlowe, if you're hearing this, it means you survived. You got out. And I'm so proud of you. I don't know what you'll become, but I know it will be something beautiful. Don't let them take that from you. Don't let their bitterness poison your heart. Forgive them if you can, not for them, but for you. And if you can't forgive them, that's okay too. Just promise me you'll be happy. That's all I ever wanted for you. To be happy. The recording ends. I close the laptop. Juniper's crying too now, wiping her eyes with the back of her hand. She loved you so much. I know, I whisper. I know. We sit there in the dark, and I make a decision. Not out of anger. Not out of revenge. But out of love. Love for the grandmother who protected me even after she was gone. And love for the girl I used to be, the one who deserved better. I pull out my phone, unblock my mom's number, and I type one message. I know about the hospital. I know Dad's okay. And I know you sent that text to manipulate me. It didn't work. The Attorney General will receive Grandma's recordings tomorrow. You're going to face every consequence you tried to avoid. And I'm finally free. I hit send. Block the number again. And I don't look back. 6 months later, I'm standing in the same house I grew up in. But it doesn't feel like that house anymore. The walls are painted bright yellow now. The old carpet's been ripped up, replaced with warm hardwood. The kitchen's been renovated. The pictures of my family are gone, replaced with photos of smiling young people, kids who look like I used to look. Lost. Hopeful. Trying. This house isn't mine anymore. Not really. It belongs to them now. 12 young people, ages 18 to 24, who had nowhere else to go. Kids who aged out of foster care. Kids whose families kicked them out. Kids who were told they'd never amount to anything. This is Estelle's legacy. My nonprofit. The thing I built with the money I made and the house I took back. It's a halfway home for young entrepreneurs with big dreams and no support. We give them a place to live free of charge while they build their businesses. We give them mentorship, resources, legal help, financial advice. Everything I wish I'd had when I was 19 and terrified. Tonight, we're having dinner. All of us. It's a tradition now. Every Friday, we sit down together and share our wins and losses from the week. I'm at the head of the table, but I don't feel like a leader. I feel like part of something bigger. Something real. A girl named Destiny is talking about her clothing line. She just got her first wholesale order. Everyone cheers. A guy named Marcus shares that he failed his first pitch meeting, and we all nod because we've been there. A quiet kid named River says he's scared he's not good enough, and we remind him that fear doesn't mean failure. It just means you're trying. And I look around the table and I realize something. This is my family. Not the people who share my blood. These people. The ones who show up. The ones who cheer for me and let me cheer for them. The ones who see me. Really see me. Juniper's here too, sitting beside me. She's the CFO of Estelle's legacy now. Left her corporate job to help me build this. She raises her glass. To Marlowe. For turning pain into purpose. Everyone raises their glasses. And I feel it, the thing I've been chasing my whole life. Belonging. Not because I earned it. Not because I proved I was good enough. But because I chose people who chose me back. We're halfway through dessert when there's a knock at the door. I'm not expecting anyone. I glance at Juniper and she shrugs. I get up, walk to the door, and open it. A courier. He hands me an envelope. Marlowe Baker? That's me. He nods, turns, and leaves. I close the door and stare at the envelope. No return address. But I recognize the handwriting. My mother's. My chest tightens. I walk back to the table and everyone's watching me now. I sit down, tear it open, pull out a single piece of paper. And I read, Marlowe, your father had a heart attack 3 months ago. He's recovering, but it's been hard. We've lost the house, like you wanted. We've been staying with Colt, but it's not working. We've learned our lesson. We know we failed you. And we just want one more chance. Please, let us prove we can be the family you deserved. Please call. Mom. I read it twice, then a third time, and I wait for the guilt, the doubt, the old instinct to fix them, save them, give them one more shot. But it doesn't come. Instead, I feel clarity, cold and sharp and clean. I fold the letter. Everything okay? Destiny asks. I look at her, at all of them, at Juniper, and I smile. Yeah, everything's okay. I stand up, walk to the fireplace, and toss the letter in. The paper curls, blackens, burns, and I watch it turn to ash. When I sit back down, Marcus asks, "What was that?" "Just someone who thought they could come back into my life after they burned it down," I say. But I'm done letting people who hurt me take up space in my head. Juniper reaches over, squeezes my hand, and I squeeze back. The night continues. We talk. We laugh. Someone suggests a movie. Someone else makes popcorn. And I'm surrounded by noise and warmth and the kind of chaos that feels like home. Later, after everyone's asleep, I sit on the porch with a cup of tea. My phone buzzes. A notification. Forbes published the feature. The headline reads, "From Stolen Identity to $100 million Valuation, How Marlowe Baker Built a Legacy of Second Chances." I skim the article. They got most of it right. The company, the success, the nonprofit. But they don't know the whole story. They don't know about the nights I cried myself to sleep, the times I wanted to give up, the moments I thought I'd never be enough. But that's okay, because I know, and the people who matter know. And that's enough. My phone buzzes again. A text. From a number I don't recognize. I almost delete it, but something makes me open it. "Hi Marlowe. This is River. I just wanted to say thank you for giving me a place where I don't have to be afraid. You saved my life, and I'm going to make you proud." I stare at the message, and I feel it, the thing I've been building toward. Not revenge. Not validation. Just peace. I text back. "You already make me proud. Keep going." I set my phone down, look up at the stars, and I think about my grandmother, about the girl I used to be, about the woman I've become. Some people spend their whole lives waiting for their family to see them. I spent mine building a life where I didn't need them to. And that's not the sad ending. That's the victory. Because I'm not defined by the people who failed me. I'm defined by the people I chose. And the people who chose me back. If this story hit you in your soul, subscribe right now. Share this with someone who needs to hear that they're enough, even without the people who should have loved them first. And comment below, what would you have done in her shoes? Would you have forgiven them, or would you have walked away? Let me know. Because your story matters too. And maybe, just maybe, you'll realize you're stronger than you think.